Recently decided to go back and reread all of the Percy Jackson books. Now, it's been a long time since I've read through them, so I wanted to kind of just go back, read through all of them. So far, I finished The Lightning Thief, and today I finished Sea of Monsters. Now, today I kind of want to just go through and talk about Percy Jackson Season 2 of the live-action adaptation show that we've gotten, because conveniently enough, that's the next season coming out. It's coming out in 2025, I believe in the fall at some point. We've already seen a bit of a teaser so far, but having just read the book, I kind of just wanted to yap a little bit about the different things that I'm a little bit nervous about, because I'm nervous. Like, just a little bit. Now, what am I nervous about? In Season 1, my biggest gripe with the show was that there was too many moments and situations where Percy just knew everything that was going on. And it took cool moments from the book and turned them into kind of exposition dumps that were just not very fun. Anticlimactic, if you will. And I'm scared that they're going to kind of take a similar route in Season 2, where they're either going to figure out something right away, and we're not going to be able to see Percy kind of struggle for a little bit, or they're just going to cut it out entirely. And the number one, easiest scene that I feel like they might cut out is Cersei and everything that's going on with her, and the little day spa that they go to where Percy turns into a guinea pig, and then Annabeth, figures out what's going on, takes multivitamins, and they kind of figure everything out from there. I'm scared that that's going to be one of those situations where they're going to pull up, and it's going to go one of two ways. Either they just cut it out entirely and they just say, you know what, we don't have enough time for all this, because, I wish the episodes were longer, so I don't really blame them for that. But I'm concerned more so, the actual scene is going to be Percy's pulling up. He knows automatically who she is and what's going on, and he doesn't get turned into a guinea pig. He just kind of knows what's going on and figures it out a little too quickly, and it just turns into an exposition dump, and we kind of see it for half a second, and they just move on. I'm really scared that, and I want to see that scene because it's a fun scene. I want to see Percy kind of not know what's going on, have it bite him, and then, but then they figure it out and everything's okay. How it is in the books. The thing is, I'm not looking for a one-to-one adaptation. I don't want Season 2, or even, I didn't want Season 1 for that matter, to be a perfect, carbon copy of the book. I think the TV show is its own thing. Obviously, it's based on the book. But if you're going to make, you're going to have to make changes along the way. That's just going to happen. But if you do that, it's got to make sense. And it's got to be good changes to make good changes. Not changes that everybody's like, whoa, what was that, And then another thing that I'm nervous about, I don't know what the costs and everything like that of the CGI is, and how much time all that takes. But I feel like there's just so much in this season / in the book that is going to have to be CGI'd or modified or whatever. Starting off with Tyson, I mean, obviously he should be a big role in the season. He's a Cyclops. Are they gonna have to make him taller? What's gonna be the whole situation with the eye and everything like that? How are they gonna kind of make that, or are they just gonna have him look kind of like he would to normal humans the entire time? I guess they can do that as well, but does that make it as fun? I don't know. But then they also have Polyphemus, and they have everything going on with him, and the whole fight at the end between Percy and him, where Percy's literally riding a wave and using his powers heavily. Are they gonna include that? I hope they do. That was one of my favorite parts, is reading through that entire sequence and that battle and stuff that's going on. I'm a little scared that they're just gonna kind of shorten it up, or do it off screen or something. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna include that. And then you have, obviously, it's the Sea of Monsters. You have them going through Charybdis and Scylla. You have all of this different thing, all these different things going on. You have the soldiers from the Civil War era. Are what are they gonna look like? You've got a couple of different monsters. Oh, all aboard the Princess Andromeda. You've got how many monsters on there? What are they gonna do there with all of them? It's again, I don't know how much all this costs and how much time it takes to do this, and that, but I feel like there's so much there that they're going to need to diligently, work on and use CGI for it, that I'm it's in the back of my mind, are they just going to cut out a lot of it? Are they going to kind of not show us certain things that I really want to see? I think if there's something that I really want to see this season, it's Percy using his abilities and his powers more. We didn't get that in Season 1. We hardly did. I really want to see all of that. How is that going to play into it? Are we going to see them ride the seahorses all across, the water? I really hope we do. And it's cool stuff like that I really enjoyed in this book, that I'm scared they're not going to put in the show for one reason or another. And these are concerns that I'm not going to know until we know, and I'm not saying that I'm not excited for Season 2. I'm very excited for Season 2. And it's one of those where it's as much as I'm getting nervous, I'm not letting that kind of alter my perception of how I see the show so far and how excited I am going into the next season. I'm still really excited. And I'm hoping that if they do make changes, that they just do them well, and if they do not include certain things, it's because the things that they are including are so good and magnificent that I'm gonna forget about it. So I'm not saying that I'm not excited for season 2. I really am. I do have a little bit of nerves now, having read the second book more recently and having that kind of vividly in the back of my mind, everything that happens. I'm a little nervous for certain parts of it, for sure. But I mean, in terms of like a wish list of the things that I really hope that they do and that they nail, one is just everything going on with Luke. I think just having him, like the interactions between him and Percy in the book, they're so like intense, and they're a little bit scary, and especially involving like Kronos and stuff like that. Like, it's intense, right? So I really hope that they nail that, and that whole, the two main interactions that Percy and Luke have, which, I mean, yeah, it's only really twice, but they're intense, and I think that they're really huge parts of the book. So I really hope that they nail that. I hope that they nail the whole, like all of Percy and his abilities. Like, please, like, I want to see him use all his abilities. I want to see him kind of controlling the ships. I want to see him underwater a little bit more. I want to see him in that big fight at the end use his abilities. Like, I want to see him interacting with the sea and using his abilities and all that stuff. I think another really, really big scene that I'm really excited for is the siren scene when Annabeth decides that she wants to, like, listen to them and kind of see everything that's going on. That was an intense, like, whole kind of sequence and scene in the book that had me kind of like going, whoa. That was probably my favorite part of the book, is just Percy, like, seeing her and her struggling and everything like that, her visions that she sees of her parents and of Luke and her ideal world and whatnot, and then Percy kind of looking over and knowing that he can't help her, but she's just struggling and everything like that, and then he finally saves her, but it's like he's going through, like, he's swimming through, like, mines and stuff like that, and it's just this whole really intense thing, but then eventually they're safe and they're okay. Like, I really hope that they nail that. Like, those are some, like, that and the Luke scenes are some huge scenes that were obviously, like, without a shadow of a doubt, I have no doubt that we're getting that stuff. They don't really involve the other monsters too much. Yeah, they do a little bit, but those are just such important scenes. I really hope that they nail those. I'm really excited to see that as well, because I think that that's going to be, like, they're going to be so intense and so, like, gut-wrenching. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. So I really hope that they nail that. We'll see how much they involve Tyson in this season. I'm hoping as much as he is in the books and that he plays a vital role. We'll see what happens with that, but I really hope that he plays a big role and we can kind of see his relationship with Percy on screen and see them kind of materialize. And then the ending. Like, let's see Thalia and everything that's going on with her. Let's see her introduction. Let's see that intense moment where all the campers are gathered around and they're, like, in shock as to what's going on. And Percy kind of slowly realizes who she is and everything like that. I think those are some of the big points. Like, those are some of the big moments that I just want to see them nail. And if they do that, I'm good. I'm hooked. Everything else is kind of going to be what it is. As long as they nail those scenes, I think I'll be pretty happy. And I think that's what I'm most excited to see in season 2. I mean, what are you excited for? Let me know down below if you have any more thoughts and insight as to what's going to happen in season 2. Do you know anything of, maybe you've seen news of certain things that they're going to do that they're not going to do that I haven't seen. What are you excited to see? Are you as nervous as I am? Do you not have those nerves? And tell me why. I kind of wanted to, upon finishing the book's so good, I just wanted to yap a little bit about that. And because I like the show as well, kind of talk about season 2 and some of my nerves, but also some of my excitements too. So yeah, let me know what you think.